Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disc Golf Examiner. Today we have part 2 of the 2020 North Boundary Flex Start, the first tournament of 2020 for us here in the Pittsburgh area. My name is Bryan Keegan. I'm your host and videographer for today's video. And joining me is Cody Winget, who is currently on the card. Cody, how's it going?
Great, Bryan. So happy to be here.
I'm really excited.
See the back nine.
Yeah, back nine is going to be a monster. It's definitely, the front nine is no slouch, but I'd say the back nine starts off pretty rough as far as, the distance of the holes, the difficulty of the holes. It's definitely a lot to take in for anybody who's playing it for the first time. I found it to be extremely fun today. It was beautiful weather, and I really can't wait to get into it. So let's get to it. We're at hole 10. It's a par 4. It is 605 feet. You're dealing with the heavily wooded hole, and definitely a bit of a ravine on the right side that plays down to, or rolls down to hole 18. You'll see here, Vinny on the box.
A tough tee shot. This one played 0.63 strokes of a stroke over par. So.
Mm-hmm. So going into the back nine here, Cody, you have a 3-stroke lead on the card. How are you feeling?
I felt very confident, and I just wanted to try and minimize the mistakes going into the back nine, because I know that strokes can really add up here.
Oh, it looks like Eric's going to catch that tree as well. So really, I think a big part of this course is stamina. You need to have a lot of stamina to play this course, especially from golds. After the first 9 holes, how are you feeling?
I felt like I had pretty good energy. I think around the 7th hole, I had a little energy shake on. But yeah, I mean, stamina and endurance is definitely something that was the goal whenever J Gary and Doug were building this course, because it will challenge every single part of your game.
And if you are interested in kind of knowing the history or in the backstory of how this course was made, since it is a brand new course here, I actually was able to do a video with Doug and J Gary and Cody and some other people about this course. So definitely check that out on our Disc Golf Examiner YouTube and Facebook page. And Dan's going to be throwing out, looks like he's going to get to the top of the hill there. Really, you're in a heavily wooded area here. There's very little gaps.
Yeah, it's definitely more beneficial to try to be on the left-hand side of the fairway. The right, there's a lot of small, skinny trees that you have to fight through.
And this just happened to be where everybody landed. As Vinny is going to play a really nice. Wow.
That's unreal.
He threaded those trees. It was unbelievable. As Eric going to play a nice little roller shot, going to hope that it turns over. Fortunately, he's going to catch a tree and just sort of die.
Right on the path.
And you have a very tight gap you're looking down as well. Oh, nice shot. Yes. Now you're going to have a couple of trees to contend with there for putting. But
hey, I'll take it. I made it through the hard part.
Yeah. And the way you were putting today was amazing. So, looks like Dan's going to catch a tree and drop. And Eric's playing a nice sky hyzer shot at it and almost sinks it.
And from downtown.
Oh. No.
Sit.
No, stop.
Oh.
It's the worst. And, just a little shy. And looks like you're playing through those 2 trees there, Cody.
And it's up and good.
Yeah.
Through the field goal.
Par here must feel like, you just ran 20 miles or something.
Big putt by Vinny. Oh yeah, par is huge.
And Eric taking a bogey there.
They're just tapping in.
And unfortunately, Dan's going to take a double bogey. As we move on to hole number 11, it is a par 5, 855 feet. I got to say, it's my opinion that this hole is the most challenging on the entire course. Cody.
And statistics back that up. This played over a stroke over par. It played 1.05 over par.
And you can see this is all uphill.
Yeah, I mean, after the downhill shot, you're coming right back uphill, and you're not coming back down at all. It's so uphill it hurts.
It's uphill, sideways, and a low ceiling with lots of trees. And Vinny's gonna give that a monster crush. Unfortunately, gonna catch a tree.
Yeah, basically, all you want to do on this shot is just keep it as straight as possible and just kind of skip up the hillside as far as possible.
And that's going to catch a tree too, unfortunately. Eric.
Yeah, we were having a discussion on the tee pad if we'd ever think anybody could ever eagle this hole, and survey says no.
Yeah, it is definitely a heck of a challenge and a heck of a hike. I would love to see it one day, though, as Dan is going to clip a tree, and he's going to be on the outside, though, so he'll be okay. And you can see just what you're looking at in order to get up to the basket. You can't see the basket yet. Oh, with Dan with a beautiful shot, getting a full flight. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it seems that right side is a little bit more forgiving than the left side.
Mm-hmm. And Vinny giving that a crush. Unfortunately, catching
that was
a
the
tree.
one.
Yeah, that was going for a ride. And Eric's playing a roller. Unfortunately, he's going to catch some roots there. He's going to roll down to the left side of the fairway. Vinny's going up over top, playing a big sky hyzer. And that is going to land on the right side about... Vinny said that's a real interesting way to throw 100 feet. That was just absolutely a monster crush just to get that far.
It's so fun watching Vinny play.
And you can just see the basket up on top of the hill there. You're looking at it, but there's a lot of trees in your way here. Yeah,
I didn't have a good line. If I was like 10 feet to the right, I would have had a decent line, but I was so pinched.
Oh, there's a roller, unfortunately. Going to catch just a bush there and end up to the left. And Dan, this is uphill, guys. If you can't tell on the video, this is all uphill still. Oh, Dan's going to catch a tree there as well. Vinny playing a low flick shot out. And oh my gosh, that is skipping up to the basket. That is crazy. Oh, that's a good roller up to the basket. I've seen you make a putt from there before.
If Eric can put it up there.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it when that happens. I know Dan
was a pretty good line to the basket.
Yeah, he definitely pulled out his Firebird here and said, I'm gonna hit this gap. That is playing nice and straight and just boom, flopped down. It's So I think Eric did the same thing. He was like, yeah, if you're going to do it, I can do that. Flop. Perfect.
Perfect.
That's putting. Yeah, and this is all uphill, guys. Sometimes you can't see this on video. I think it's pretty evident that it's all uphill.
And it's important to try and if you're gonna miss, throw it past the basket so it doesn't hit and roll all the way back down.
Yeah. And Vinny here, you got to being on this platform. You got to think. You just got to think.
Just teeter.
Yeah, if you're a little off, you can take a real big fall. It's just very tough. Gets in your head for sure. And Eric crushing that putt for a bogey, unfortunately.
Hey, bogey's not bad on this hole.
Yeah, as evident in the statistics there. Dan taking a par.
That's huge.
That's crazy.
He was one of 3 people that parred this hole today.
Wow. And you're looking down at it, grabbing that bogey. Oh, yep.
Whoa.
You got to be careful. Gravel slips. Vinny taking a bogey as well. And we're going to go ahead and move on to hole number 12. It's a par 3. It is 321 feet. Luckily, after all that uphill in the last hole, there's a nice downhill shot over to the right.
I believe this is the C pin. This played about a third of stroke over par.
We got a little bit of a gallery watching as well. Shout out to Regis Stump. And Dan throwing a thumber. Unfortunately, he's going to catch a tree. He just made the hole a little bit easier for everybody else.
Cutting down the trees.
Oh, and Vinny throwing a beautiful flick. Look at this skip. Oh, almost hits Bowman. He took a big skip and a roll down the hill there.
He landed right next to the basket and skipped 60 feet past. It's such a fast green.
Yeah. But that was an amazing way to attack it. Going low and unfortunately going to be outside putting range there, but it is downhill. Who knows?
Get up and down for par.
That's right. Eric with a nice flick. Beautiful flick. Wow. Oh, going to catch a vine. One measly vine. But he'll be outside putting from there. Dan's looking through a herd of trees here for his shot.
Dan's having a little bit of a rough round.
Yeah, it's definitely a like we said, a tough course, and this type of thing is to be expected sometimes here.
And I believe this is the first time that Dan's actually been filmed on camera, so I don't know if there was any kind of nerves going in with that as well.
He sometimes tells me that, yeah, whenever I'm around, it's a little bit nervous for him. So sorry, Dan. Vinny giving this a nice run uphill.
Full extension.
Yeah. Dan's going to grab a bogey here. Vinny for his par. Eric for par. And you for par. So we'll go ahead and move on to hole number 13, which is a really cool short hole. It's a par 3, 285 feet. Through the woods here, a lot of people like to play the skip up to the right, where the basket is on this stone pillar here. Just looks beautiful in the woods there.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of the signature holes, even though it's definitely one of the shorter ones. But it played about a half stroke over par. It's definitely a tricky green because it drops off significantly after the basket.
Mm-hmm. And Vinny playing. Oh no, he's going to catch a tree and skip right. And Cody, nice flick, come back, skip. Oh,
Hit the Bowman.
Trying to take out the cameraman.
I think Bowman, his life flashed before his eyes. As we have Eric playing that same skip shot, nice and low, and oh, he just flexed enough. Big skip. Oh, and good roll. Yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah, he'll be putting.
Just inside the circle.
I think Dan's going to play that flick line as well. Oh,
Comes out a little early.
yeah. Hate to see that. He did get a roll, so he's playing a little bit more from the left. Oh no. Oh, hate to see that. I think at this point, Vinny was telling me he's running everything. And Dan pitching up, and oh no, he's going to take a really bad roll down that hill. Oh my gosh.
It was such a bad roll.
Bowman had already gone on to the next hole and didn't realize that was, Dan rolling down the hill to the next basket. And oh no. That's just bad. Dan's running this. He's running this.
No doubt.
Oh, and just off the top, stop. Luckily, that did not roll. All right.
Just outside the circle here.
Oh, it was a good run.
Not high enough. It's with the elevated basket, it makes it hard to approach.
It does. Eric with a oh no, right off the band. Oh, you hate to see that.
Yeah, even the short holes, man, they're hard to pick up your birdies.
Yeah, for sure. Vinny going to be taking a par. Cody for par as well. And unfortunately, Dan here is putting out for, I believe, let's see, triple bogey. Yeah, unfortunately.
That's a tough one to swallow, but, there's some holes left. He can bounce back.
Yeah. So hole 14 is a par 4, and it is 599 feet through the woods once again, of course. Along this path, you'll go over the ravine, up the hill, and up on top of the hill is the basket. Definitely.
This hole played an entire stroke over par, and I think these next 3 holes are kind of like the stretch of death. They'll make or break your round. You can get through clean.
So Vinny, I've seen do really impressive things on this hole. So let's see if he can replicate those for us during this round. Looks like he's going to catch a tree, but still go.
Oh man.
Yeah. Wow, he's still through up there. What are you throwing here, Cody?
I'm throwing an X3, and I turned it over a little bit too much, but it's trouble over there to the right. But it'll happen.
Yeah. I think Eric here has thrown a beautiful line. Yes. Go.
Oh,
wow.
Slides up the hill.
That is a beautiful shot. Dan, of course, we got a tree. Everybody's got to hit one at some point during their hole. Oh, no.
Yeah. Dan had some anger in that throw.
Cody, you're punching through those trees. You're going to catch one that you couldn't punch through.
Nope. It was a tight gap, so anything to land on the other side of those means the win.
Mm-hmm. And Dan's going to get up and to the right up there. Yeah, there he is.
Eric's in great position right now.
Yeah, you can really see that the gap is there. And unfortunately, a low shot. It's going to take a little bit of a roll there. We'll see where it landed in a moment.
I'm kind of pinched against this tree with a little bit of an awkward lie.
And you'll be up there. We'll see how close you are here in a second. And Vinny's lining up a flick with a great look at the basket. He is probably 20 to 25 feet away.
That's a great up.
Yeah. Oh, and Dan's going to give a nice little flick up to the basket as well. Let's see what Eric can do. Giving it a good run. Oh, yeah.
I'm just laying up. There's too much trouble behind the basket.
Yeah. You got a big
take
drop.
my bogey, take my medicine, move on.
And Vinny here, probably about 25 feet.
Little right to left wind, it looks like.
Oh, no. And you know he was upset about that afterwards, too. Boy. Yeah, just, that's unfortunate. But, I think right before that he had lost his mini, too. So, he, if he had that extra 3 inches, would it have made a difference? I don't know. So hole 15 is a par 4. It is 654 feet through the woods, dogleg right, and up on top of the hill next to the stairs to go up to the next hole is the basket.
This hole is definitely a tricky one off the tee. It played just under a stroke over par, 0.95, and yeah, it's a tight gap off the tee, and then it hooks up for dogleg right, and it's tricky to attack the pin off your second shot. So Vinny penetrated pretty good. That was a good shot.
That was nuts. And Eric looks like he's playing a nice little turnover shot, and that is going. Wow. That was an amazing shot.
It's one of the better shots I've seen on this whole period.
And you're going to try to do the same here. Oh, no. Just one little tree.
Also on the beat.
Yeah. Dan playing a turnover shot as well. Unfortunately, catching a tree. But he's going to land back on the fairway, so that's good.
Well, playing Plinko a little bit, but made some forward progress.
And he's going to get a roll up the hill there. And you're playing the right side there. That goes alongside the OB, doesn't it, Cody?
Oh, yeah, there's a road that runs along the right-hand side, and I'm just trying to try and keep it as straight as possible.
And Dan's playing the upper gap, unfortunately, grabbing a tree there. But there is a bit of a gap on the upper side. Vinny giving this a nice... Oh, it's going to turn over into a roller. Oh, no, there's the OB. Yeah. Oh, bye-bye. Yeah, that's really rough. He's going to have a long look at that basket. Oh, no, and Eric's getting a skip down there. Looks like he's going to get caught before the OB, though. There's a bush down there. And Dan playing that roller shot up. Oh,
Came out a little early, but sometimes there's some trees to hit, as you can tell.
Dan's still on that upper gap, playing up to
Ooh.
the basket. Yeah, that was a good run at it. Eric has some vines and some foliage to deal with down there.
It's a little tricky.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to play up to the basket very nicely. Wow. And Vinny here, probably 90-ish feet from the basket. Playing from the OB, giving that a great run. And oh, whoa! Holy cow.
That was a
Vinny.
monster shot.
Everybody was saying, yeah, you should just fire him like that from now on to the basket, make sure it gets there.
That was awesome.
Wow. Oh, that was a great run. I'm actually standing on the stairs here, which are actually inside the circle, if anybody questioned that. Oh, right off the band. Eric with a beautiful putt for par.
Good par
Wow.
save.
Unfortunately, Dan's going to take a triple bogey here, and you should be dropping in for your par.
I'll be taking a bogey here.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Taking that bogey as we move on to hole 16 up the stairs. It is a par 5. It is 756 feet, and it is long. It is wooded, just like a lot of the other shots here. Very technical.
On the left-hand side, there's a Mando that you have to stay to the right of.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I definitely want to make sure to stay right of that Mando. And the basket on the edge of a slight hill there. The entire hole kind of plays parallel to 15. So you can definitely roll down into 15 pretty easily if you're not careful.
Yeah, and this definitely plays as a very hard hole. It was 0.84 of a stroke over par, so it's definitely one of the more difficult holes.
And Eric playing a flex shot out to the right. Yeah, that is going long. Yep. Okay, he's going to catch a tree, but he should have a nice look up the gap. And Cody. Bam. Oh, no. Thought you were beating that tree. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. Look at that. He's going to go. He beat the Mando, and unfortunately, he's going to take a roll down to 15's green. And Vinny playing a nice long out roller. Looks like he's going right. I don't know. It's an interesting position. I don't think I've ever been there before.
So here I'm just trying to not go down the hill.
Yeah. And you do have a couple trees in front of you there. They're like split almost trees. And looks like, oh no, that was definitely going to be a roller if it had hit the ground.
That's my mentality on this hole specifically, is just try and throw some rollers and try and just keep fighting down the fairway.
Eric giving that a great rip. Come on.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, he's going to be down there. And we see Dan come down off the fairway, throwing a thumber.
Oh, that's a heck of a thumber.
Yeah, it's very interesting because there is a line down there. I didn't realize that before today, but Dan found it, and it's cool. All right, Vinny had played up to the right there. Playing a... Oh, no. Going to catch a tree.
There's just a couple of them on this hole.
Oh, yeah, just a couple. Ooh, no.
Sit down.
That forehand roller was going to take off. I can tell you that. Ooh, playing the flick shot. Skip it up towards the basket. And Vinny choosing a tiny gap here. Oh, going to catch a tree.
The hidden tree.
Yeah, it's behind the other tree. Dan with that thumber trying to power through. Unfortunately, going to clip a tree. And Eric playing down that lower side as well, playing up to the basket.
Oh, that's funny.
He should definitely have a putt from there. Dan's going to play a nice flex. Yeah. Great shot. Yep. He'll be putting.
From downtown.
And right up to the basket. Oh, man, you got a tree.
Right in the middle.
Couldn't have been a little bit more to the left or a little bit more to the right. Had to be right behind the tree. Oh, boy, that was so there. Fortunately, right off the ban. And Eric here putting downhill, grabbing that par.
That's a great score on this hole.
Yeah, really. It's a great score on every one of these holes, honestly. And Vinny taking a bogey. Come on, Dan. There he goes. Taking a par. Beautiful par there for Dan. I got to say, taking par on two really tough holes during these 9 holes is really impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I might have to try and play that way next time I play the course.
Right. So hole 17 is a par 4. It is 579 feet. Pretty much straight through the woods. It's pretty much even ground. You definitely have a lot of trees to contend with. But as you come down and see the basket, it is on a raised plain over a hillside. So definitely, huge drop off. You're going to have a lot of issues if you plan to putt from far distances. So definitely a tough one.
It'll make it putt for sure. This one played just about a half a stroke under par or over par. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah! Wow.
And Eric is in a good position up there. It's over to the left. Should have a gap. Dan second on the tee box.
Oh, this looks juicy.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, go Dan, go!
Oh yeah.
Hey, that tree caught it. I think it's in an okay position. It shouldn't be that bad.
I know Vinny's trying to make up a stroke here. He's going to want to crush this.
This is what Vinny does. Crushing drives. Look at that. Holy cow. That is going. Boy. And actually, it still had a good skip. It's down towards the basket. He's probably maybe 90 feet from the basket.
And I'm definitely starting to feel the nerves here.
Oh no, don't do this. Skip down.
I'm telling you to stop. don't carry down the hill.
Luckily, there's some high foliage there. That looks like it caught it. Unfortunately, it's giving you a bit of a problem now.
Tricky run up. There was a gopher hole right in front of my foot.
Oh no. And that is a beautiful shot, Cody, up the hill. And Dan with that flick. Oh, getting the skip over to the left. He might have a look at a putt. We'll see here in a moment. Eric's got a very tiny gap he's trying to thread.
Hung on to it a little bit, but he should be able to pitch up for his par.
And Vinny's looking at the basket here. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. And he should have a drop-in birdie maybe. We'll see here in a moment. Unless that thing rolled. Let's find out.
This is such a touchy upshot because you want it to land flat and slide up there, and it can easily catch the roll and run 100 feet away from you out of bounds.
Come on. There it is. And Dan, I think Dan's going for this. Dan at this point is, oh, wow.
Goodness.
That was almost, you could see the roll away here. That's nuts.
Oh.
Wow. He's definitely going for these shots. All in. Come on. Oh, left side. Going to take the roll. Yeah. Come on, Dan.
There it is.
Unfortunately, taking a double bogey there.
Dan trying to have a little fun at the end.
And that's a nice par there for you, Cody.
I was a little scared on that one. I thought I put it a little bit too far right.
Yeah, you definitely don't want those rollaways. Eric with a nice par. And then Vinny, how about this? Vinny for a practical drop-in birdie.
That's a sick birdie.
That is crazy.
And we got ourselves kind of a close gathering here going into the last hole between myself, Vinny, and Eric.
Yeah, and hole 18's a par 4. It is 766 feet and low ceiling, definitely highly wooded. It actually plays down, and this hole was designed to really break up the card on the last hole. Like, it was really designed to be a tough challenge. One day there's going to be water down there. I don't know when, but there's going to be water down there for an OB spot. So
this is such a tough shot for a lefty. I do not envy him.
Oh no, he's getting a big skip, but yeah, he's going to be down in some weeds there, but he's going to have a look down the fairway.
For sure. This is definitely a tricky hole too. This hole also played over a stroke over par, so it is a tricky hole.
Eric taking a skip. What are you throwing down the fairway here?
I'm throwing an H3 V2. It's a little bit one of my overstable ones, and I just want it to just glide on a hyzer.
Well, I got some good distance, and you'll be down in a pretty safe area down there. And Dan giving that a rip a little bit too far right. No, okay, all right, fairway. Hey, there you go.
He's saying, just sit, please.
Eric playing a beautiful flex. Come on, I'm back. Going to catch a tree. He's going to be in a little bit of woods there, but he might have a look down the fairway. We'll see here in a moment.
And
Dan.
Great view.
Holy cow. Holy cow, Dan.
Doesn't touch a thing. That's
awesome. That was unbelievable. That's very far down there. That was probably 400 feet. Oh, tree kick, and you drop right beside Bowman there, and you'll have a look down the gap. And Vinny is unfortunately in a bit of a bad way here. He's going to play with flick, but it's going to catch a tree, and it's going to drop straight down. And he's going to be just off the fairway there. Eric, you can see he's looking through a jungle.
He is in jail right now.
Yeah. He's going to play a sidearm flex, and he is going to, man, he found some kind of sneaky gap down there.
That was an incredible shot.
Yeah. And Vinny on the edge of the fairway playing a flex.
Go big or go home.
and he is playing right up to the
Oh.
basket.
That is
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Shot.
unbelievable shot for a left-hand backhand player, and he played it perfectly. Wow. I mean, a drop in for par after taking 2 errant shots.
Mhm.
Wow. And Cody, you'll be within putting range there as well. And Eric playing a nice flick up
Oh.
for the basket. Perfect. Dan for his third shot, getting a nice, oh, unfortunately, getting a kick from that branch. He's going to be a distance away,
To make this.
lining up his putt. I said, Dan, if you make this, you get an examination, buddy.
Yeah.
And he sinks it. Oh, man. He's got to be
Point
proud
to
of
the crowd.
Yeah, that was, he sinks that one for par. Let's go to the examination. Got to see this again. Beautiful. Oh,
No
just
wobble on the putt. That was awesome.
absolutely. And hey, you have a bad round, yeah, but to finish strong is the best thing. And looks like Dan had a lot of fun today, so that's
Oh, I love it at the end.
so Cody here. This is for your par, just about circle's edge here.
Yep, just about circle's edge, and I'm trying to hold off Eric and Vinny here. So this putt is huge for me.
Yeah.
Oh, and you sink it. Perfect for par.
One right. Mine too.
And Vinny in for par. It almost bounced right out on him.
He puts so hard.
And Eric, unfortunately, going to take a bogey here. But everybody had a great time at the 2020 Nobo Flex start. You can see a little bit of a crowd there. KB, we got BJ there. It was such a fun time. Cody, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is a huge thanks to Jeremiah Libby. I mean, he put a lot of work into making sure this event happened, dealing with the parks department, the township, the state, the PDGA. So he put in a lot of work, and there was a ton of volunteer hours that went into making the courses looking as good as it did. For being a brand new course, this course already has a beat-in feel to it. We couldn't have done it without all the volunteers that put in a lot of hours.
Absolutely. And definitely want to say a special shout out to everybody who helped out and spotted. You guys did a great job. We had a ton of fun out there, and we can't wait to do the next one, honestly.
And also a big shout out to Chris Sender, who actually took down the win. I ended up coming in second, and Chris came in on another card shooting the hot. 1 over par, which was good for 1,000 rated rounds. So big shout out to him.
So actually, let's go over this. What was the your round rated, Cody?
Mine was 990 rated. So It looked like each stroke was about five points a stroke. So it's a long course, and sometimes you see those strokes per hole. Varied depending on the course you play, and this course is no exception. It's a hard one, so you have to earn every little inch on this course.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for our coverage of the 2020 North Boundary Flex Start event. So excited to be out covering disc golf tournaments again this year, guys. It has been a long time, and we're so excited to get back to it. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube,
and share it.
Good. We always love it whenever you guys do that. Let's get some disc golf going, guys. Disc golf is back. Let's share it.
We're back, baby.
That's right. So until next time, guys, keep banging those chains.